here killing it. You heard it first.
Hello, do you have a minute? I notice you from across the room.
Hey, what's up, world? It's your girl Brittany, and today I have somebody that's very special, the legendary Charlie Wilson. How are you?
Brittany, how you doing, baby?
I'm doing so much better that you're here.
Oh, really?
Yes, I really am, because in my mind, you're like my real life uncle.
Wow. I love that. I love that because I really am your uncle. I am your real life uncle. You know, anytime you have any problems, you can come to me. If you never need anything, you can come to Uncle Charlie. You know what I'm saying? Say, your pops, I need some money, and give you $20. You come to me, I got you $200 for you. If he ain't letting you drive the right car, come to me, I'll let you drive the Bentley for a little while. Just, you know what I'm saying? It's all good. I got your uncle. I got your back.
Okay, we really need to work that out. Charlie Wilson is about to be my real uncle. We need to work that out. We'll figure it out when the cameras go up. Okay, wait. This week is a big week for you.
Yeah.
You have a new album.
The album came out. Yes.
The album came out.
Yes.
We're so happy to hear from you, and you have your own body of work.
Yes. It's a beautiful thing to be able to write and produce, direct the music, and just some good music. And I tried really hard just to make some really good music for just people. I wasn't trying to make a record for this generation or another generation or this genre kind of music. Just make a good record that everybody can listen to, because you can't just bump. What you do when you lay down? What you listening to then?
Right.
You still bump. Your head gotta be, you're gonna be waking up with a bobblehead. You know what I'm saying? Like a bobblehead doll. You gotta have some kind of substance and some love in the music when you lay down and go to sleep. You sitting around and you sipping some wine. You're like, I got Uncle Charlie gonna pray. Ease it down.
Okay, so you've been in the industry for a very long time.
Yeah, forever.
And it's been highs and it's been lows. Mm-hmm. How do you manage to keep the music fresh, to keep the people interested and engaged in whatever Charlie Wilson is doing?
Well, first of all, I have a young spirit. Mm-hmm. And the young spirit, the boy spirit in me, that drives this body and the feel I have. And the fans that just embraced me, and so many different genres who have embraced me, mm-hmm. and different cultures and different styles and different artists. Everybody's embraced me, and then they brought me on to their stuff, and so everybody actually really knows who Uncle Charlie is. Mm-hmm. And so it just keeps me fresh, and I love good music, and it's not really a whole lot of good music out here. Yeah, there's bumpers out here to make you bump or whatever, that's good, but then what? So nobody's really saying that's not real music where there's musical changes in the chord structures, none of that too much going on. But then when you do have one just big, look at Happy.
Huge record.
It was just big because it was musically, and it was a breath of fresh air. People was like, "Ooh, what's that? I like that." So I mean, we're just making good music, for people. And then he didn't target no one kind of nothing. He just made a good record, and it just took off.
Uh-huh. Does it freak you out ever that there are probably kids who have no idea, don't associate you before Kanye West, who are like, oh, Charlie Wilson, Kanye West. Yeah, Charlie Wilson, he's this new guy who sings great, he sings the soul and.
Well, again, I'm touching different generations of people, and it used to freak me out. It doesn't really freak me out anymore, because I know people are just coming on and learning about who Charlie Wilson is, who Uncle Charlie is. So mm-hmm. it's a sweet thing for me, because then I can just reach out and touch you. Again, here it is. I'm gonna give you something that you already know. You've heard me with Kanye West, or you heard me with Justin Timberlake, you heard me with Pharrell Williams, mm-hmm. or you heard me with Snoop, and you heard the likes of me through Bruno Mars. But this is what I'm saying. I can be able to touch you now, because now you know who I am. So here's some music. Here's what I'm singing and what I'm singing about. And so you now know who I am. And so go get this music. It's great.
Right. Yeah. Who was one of the first artists to reach out to you in the hip hop genre, back in the day?
That was Snoop.
Snoop was the first one. Hey,
yes.
I need you to come through.
Snoop was the first one. Snoop, one other than my sister, my brother's kids, was calling me Uncle. He was the first, the one outside my family calling me Uncle Charlie. Uh-huh. It's because we were so connected, and we was both in a time in his life where he needed something, somebody that was talking to him, for real, and not afraid to say things and to him, so he can just look up and say, wow, I never thought about it. Nobody never said that to me. Or that's because I wasn't afraid to say anything to him. I just said what I thought, what I felt at the time, and he just like, wow, nobody's ever took the time to say that to me. So we kind of like clicked. From that moment on, we had been like really close. And so, and then he put me on Musically, and then we was doing videos, we were doing all kind of stuff together, and it was just like, you know, I just became a staple. And then he just like, you don't have to just say featuring Charlie Wilson. I'm just gonna sing on everything you put out. So we just started doing that, and then it was Master P, and then it was Mystical, and then it was Mia X, and then it was just so many others came after that. You know, then it started Pharrell, and then it was Justin Timberlake, then it was Will I Am, then then it's Kanye. So it's just like everybody it just keeps coming and coming and coming and coming. I remember a time when I came to New York, Kanye called me in to do something. And everybody was at the studio. It was Nicki Minaj. Everybody was there with a hard drive. And he was like, "He's here, and you know, I got to get your hard drive, and we put him on." I mean, they had some records that was already sounding #1 to me. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's just the fact that they was like, "Can you just sing anything on here, whether we use it or not?" And so I was just singing and just ad-libbing, and I was like, "That don't fit." But I mean, it's just saying. It was like, "Oh, thank you so much." You know, I said, "Don't use that for real though." You know.
When was the very first time Kanye actually called you though?
It was his album, A Dark and
My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Twisted Fantasy, yeah. That was another session that was supposed to be for some other artist. And I think it was Young Jeezy. I think that's who it was supposed to be. And I think that there was some miscommunication about the time I was supposed to be at the studio, and the music didn't come from New York or somewhere it was supposed to be. And I got to the studio, and they had already postponed the studio. I drove an hour and a half. I was upset, and so everybody was like, no, don't be mad, Uncle Charlie. About 3 days later, they said, "Hey, can you come to the studio? Kanye wants to work with Charlie." And like I said, he's not going anywhere. So it's like that. So I said, "I'll go down there." And when I got there, I walked through the back, through the studio, and got there, and I looked at the engineer. I said, "Okay, so where's Kanye West?" Somebody said, "Tap, tap, tap." As soon as I said it, turn around, he was there, already there.
I've been waiting.
He was already there. I was just broke down. I just started laughing. We hugged, and you know, of course I knew his mom and his aunties and all that stuff way back. So it's just, you know, and he had brought some family members and said, "Man, I'll never do this," but you know, they wouldn't let me come down here without him. I was like, "Please bring him in." And so we said hello, and I was playing some music, and we just from there, and we did a couple of songs, and I got hoarse, and I was like, "I would love to do a day 2," and he was like, "For real?" I was like, "Yeah." And that's when he brought me to New York, and everybody, we did my 14 songs.
Did you guys record Bound during that time too, or was that another session? Because I know how sometimes a lot of these songs get recorded years.
Bound was recorded in Paris.
Okay.
Yeah, we did Bound in France.
Okay, so you went out to Paris and recorded that.
Yeah.
Did you realize how okay, so there's a loop on YouTube that has millions of views of just your vocal.
Yeah.
Somebody was like, cut Kanye off and just did like 2 minutes of the end.
Yes.
And just looped it.
Yeah, I heard that.
And it was the best thing ever.
Yeah. You know, if you'd heard this is a version, I would never discuss his work or the vibe of the work of whatever. There's other versions of that song, but when I left France, it was a different record. Then when I heard it again, it was a different record. So he wanted me to do some vocals on it.
Yeah.
But I was like, "Where's the record?" And I had this, honey, and all of that stuff that was there. I never heard that part, so I was waiting on the part to come in. So I had to re-record my vocals. But it was like. It was other versions, and I was like, I sure like to have that as R&B versions of it. We always laugh and talk about that, man. You should put that out. And I was like, so it's just so many other people writers. I was like, it was a headache to try to do that.
So you did play around with the idea that you would have released Bound 2 like a solo version.
Oh yeah, I already got a version of it. I have a version of it. Yeah, I have a version of it, but just like, you know. I had a version of Beautiful with Snoop and Pharrell. Yeah, it was my vocals. Michael, my manager, wanted me to release that record like how they were saying you just do the R&B version of Bound, like early in the game. And I was like, that seemed like too soon. I mean, it's like I don't want to step on nobody's toes, but
yeah.
And so I did release it, but it was in overseas, and everybody. Pharrell said he heard the record. He was in France, like, man. I heard this version of Beautiful with some verses on it. My God, when you do that? So I was like, I really didn't want to release it. We just kind of dipped it over there, and it just kind of blew up a little bit. Yeah. But I have a version of Bound with vocals and stuff.
Well, you should think about that. Maybe your versions of all the hip hop, like the famous hip hop collaborations you've done.
And I've done, yeah.
Yeah, people are gonna buy that for sure.
Yeah.
And other rappers and stuff, I hit you up probably since Bound blew up too, right?
Oh,
Wiz Khalifa reached out to you once before, right?
Yeah. Wiz.
What was Wiz asking for? He wanted you to.
He said he wanted me to sing with him. He wanted me to sing with him, and I was just. It's the reason why I didn't get on this album because I was so busy and I couldn't get back to him, and I didn't want him to think I was slighting him. I've been all over the world. It's like if he only knew how busy that I was, that I just didn't have like 5 hours on the ground, 8 hours on the ground to come and help him. Because when I was knocked out. Because when I woke up, I had to go do something else, and so I literally haven't stopped. Like it's been almost 2 years.
There was a moment in your life where you were homeless for a few years. When did you what was the defining moment where you were like, this is not who I was meant to be, and I can get out of this, and I'm going to go back into the studio?
Exactly. I mean, you said it for me. I was sick and tired of being sick and tired of being sick and tired. So I used these knees right here, and I just got on my knees, and I asked God for what I wanted, and from that point on, I remembered. He let me remember that anything you asked in prayer that you can receive if you believe. And see, I could ask you for a lot of things.
Yeah.
And you might say, yeah, but you probably can't afford some of the things I was asking you for. But then I won't get the things that I asked you for because you really couldn't afford them, but you just said yes, just to appease me, right?
Yeah.
So that's how the devil works. He gonna just say, yeah, I got you, and then you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, when you ask God for something, he's gonna give it to you when you ask for it in prayer. And he don't take things back. So once he give it to you, he's in the blessing business. He's gonna bless you. And so when I found that out, then I remembered that God is the real love, and God is the one that's gonna bless me. And I used to say, God, please don't let the devil kill me out here before I could get back.
Yeah.
To do what I really love to do. And then when he preserved that, preserve me, and then preserve my voice, and just. Man, I get emotional when I think about it. It's like doctors used to say a lot of things to me. It's like you go home and you just might as well you good. Just don't try to do this no more. I was like, what? You gotta be kidding me, dude, please. You must don't know God, the God I know.
Yeah.
He didn't keep me living not to be able to sing no more. Please. Holla. Yo, what's up, y'all? This is Uncle Charlie. Charlie, last name Wilson. And you're watching Global Grind. Keep it locked.
There's the Eggplant Friday.
It was on my page.
Whole page. Yeah, people are deleting you. You're probably like, what the f?
I need this for Chris. And at first we were like, nah, hell no. We keeping it. This is our song, you know?